This area is the prominent Muslim area of Tianjin.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's like, Chinese Muslim are a little bit different than the Middle East. It's a long time history. I'm not saying it's hardly, it's a religion, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Popo Tattoo.
Popo Tattoo.
Yeah, that's
New York.
my Instagram. You check it out.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secret stars.
We are in one of the most historic mosques in China. This is the old mosque of Tianjin. Goes right away back to the beginning of the Qing dynasty, right about then, the beginning of the 17th century. I think this one was. The Muslim population is quite large in Tianjin. I'm not sure the exact number, but this area here, we were the centre of the Muslim quarter of Tianjin. Why were Muslims coming here? There was two reasons. One was there were two Silk Roads. There was the Maritime Silk Road and there was the Overland Silk Road. The Overland Silk Road was the one I mentioned, the camel trading coming along from the Silk Road in towards Inner Mongolia, particularly to Balto. Now, Balto, by the beginning of the 20th century, became very important because the railway line was built south from there, over the Great Wall, Badaling, down to Beijing, and the railway connected up with Tianjin. Tianjin was the big port. People were coming along the Maritime Silk Road and developing trading links with, for example, Hainan Island, Guangdong. And if you go to these provinces in China, you'll see mosques, you'll see living Muslim communities there. For a lot of it's just a kind of movement that was happening as they came along the Silk Road. Some of them moved down to Beijing, then from Beijing some moved down into Tianjin, really for trading. And they became very important, setting up shops, setting up businesses, and a lot of them became quite prosperous, quite rich. If you went away up the road, you see a new mosque that's been built with tall minarets, and you think you're almost in the Middle East. As the people were settling here, the architecture, of course, was the traditional temple. So they adopted the temple design in the creation of the mosque. But the difference is that where we are here, the prayer hall is there. The prayer hall, the axis of the mosque is usually all facing eastwards towards Mecca.
Of course.
So you've got this very strong belief. Whereas the temples in Beijing, Tianjin, the traditional temples are mostly on a kind of north-south line. Say Assalamu alaikum, welcome, and
But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go, turning all the wrongs into rights. Here we go, you can take me there tonight.
well, we're in what used to be the French concession. We're down at the wonderful Sikai Cathedral. It's Catholic church here. It dates back originally to the 19th century, but the buildings really were mostly restored in the beginning of the 20th century, and it's still a very active church. I first saw this church in 2004. I read about it. I was in Tianjin, really starting my real exploration of the city at that time. And I saw in the guidebook that this church, it looked quite fascinating. And I came to it, and sure enough, you could get into it. At that time, there was really very, very, very few tourists. And I was sitting alone inside really there on the benches, just looking around. Oh, this is really, really beautiful. But this, of course, was built with French money. And each concession area that you've got here has got its own distinctive churches. You saw one earlier, one by low, up beside what's near the Grand Canal. Down in the British concession, you've got the old Anglican church. It's now actually an arts centre. And there's lots, when you go around, if you know where to look, where to wander around, you find a lot of this that came from the days of the concessions. And each country has left its own mark on the city.
I never really know what's going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show. They're all the things I want to know. Secret stars.
This is Beijing Dao, and it was one of the first pedestrianised streets in China a long time ago. And it's been improved a lot, the landscape, but there's a lot of historic buildings. Further up you go to get nearer the Hooping Low, then there's some grand buildings from the days of the French concession. And this was a major shop. This was the main shopping area for the people living in Tianjin, in particular, the people living in the concession areas. There was some really top-end department stores, markets, bazaars. We are on the Tianjin trolley bus, designed to look a little bit like the trolley cars, and we call them dang dang truck. And here going dang dang, dang dang, dang dang. And I think it's good fun, good laugh. They've modernised them a bit. When I was last on them, a few years ago, the first one a few years ago, it was 3 yuan the cost. They were much more basic than what you've got now. Now it seems to be automatic gearbox. It looks like digital controls here. What are they supposed to be doing in that little thing like this? They probably doesn't ring a bell.
Going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show. They're all the things I want to know. Secret stars in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
跟人道，这是民讲道，是民讲道。对了，
We were in an area that's called Shenyang Road. There's actually quite a few bits of it down here. Some of it gets bigger and more spectacular. But it's basically antiques of junk. But it's a good laugh. The tourists come here. It used to be very much a kind of authentic, genuine place, but now, you do find curios. And what you've got, for example, you've got a lot of things from the earlier days. For example, the bust of Mao, people used to have in the house, and there you've got the little red books, the old gramophone records. These are all things from a period in time that's now gone, but it's part of the Chinese story, contemporary Chinese story.
So it's been a fantastic day out with Bruce here in Tianjin. Done a lot of things, went to the Muslim area, saw a mosque or two, nipped across town to the Catholic cathedral, chapel, whatever you want to call it. Then we took a bus up the pedestrian walkway, walked around some antique markets, and now walked into the park here. But we are going to go for a beer, maybe some food. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Won't make it a long video. The last one was too long, and I did want to capture that full day with Bruce. So it was a kind of tribute to spending time with Bruce here in Tianjin. Anyway, we're going to go and do the whole food thing. This is me, Ian, here in Tianjin, wishing you all the best. Take care of yourself, look after your family, your community, and as always, peace out. Going for pizza and a beer, I think. The man wants pizza.